1 year to me. Happy 1 year to me. Happy 1 year to me.
About me, having my own, so that's me, I guess so. Say you can't sleep, baby, I know. That's that me, espresso. Put it all down after I home, so chill like Nintendo. Say you can't sleep, baby, I know. That's that me, espresso.
Okay, let's build this out. Happy 1 year to me. Yay! I got myself a little cake to celebrate 1 year in Korea because oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been 1 year. I cannot believe it's been 1 year. Praise God, it's been 1 year, and this is low-key also a birthday cake for me because I didn't get a birthday cake. I didn't buy myself a birthday cake this year, so it's also a birthday cake, but I'm gonna put it in the fridge now because it's starting to melt. So as you can see by the title of this video, I have officially been in Korea for 1 full year. Yay! And I wanted to celebrate, and I wanted to do a little video just to give like a life update, what my life has been like over the past year, and like any future plans and all of that, and just like everything, just a life update. I think we'll start with like, obviously what brought me here is like my job and my resigning and my moving, like all of that jazz. So about like a month ago, I was like stressing my life away. I remember that whole week I had like a headache the whole week because I was stressing, because my contract was coming to an end and my director wasn't coming up to me and he wasn't saying anything. And I like my job, like I want to stay at my job, like I like my job, I like the area I live in, I like my kids, I like all of that jazz. So I was thinking like, and I was speaking with my coworker who was leaving, so and he hated that place, like he absolutely hated it, and he was basically like getting ready to leave. He was not renewing, and we were basically discussing. He was like, girl, like leave. Like he hated it so much, he didn't understand that I wanted to stay, type of thing. And I was just like discussing to him, like I don't even know what to do. And to be fair, I was not in a place to even be like, I didn't want to look for another job, I didn't want to move, I didn't want to look for, you know, contacting recruiters, doing what is this, intro videos, like revamping my CV. That was not even like in my mind, because even getting here and doing all those things for this first job was just so much. So I was just like, I don't even want to look for a new job. So I was like, I don't even know like how to approach the situation. This is my first time doing this. So I was like, I didn't want to go to my director and be like, oh, like what's going on with my contract, because I was like, that's not going to give me like a leg up to negotiate, or it's going to make me seem desperate, and if I seem desperate then they're going to try to like lowball me in terms of like my increase. So I was stressing. I was like, do they want me back? And my director is the type of person, like he doesn't speak English very well, so we don't communicate often, or like at all, honestly. We don't communicate, and every time you see him, he's always like super stern, and he's very like strict, like he's not like an approachable person. So I couldn't like read him. I was like, does this person like me as a teacher? Like I couldn't read him, so I didn't know if they would want to renew my contract. Like I knew I was doing well, and I knew the kids liked me, and I knew I was happy, but I didn't know if he like felt the same. And like in my school, the what is it called when people come and go quickly, the turnover rate is freaking high. Like I feel like they always have someone ready, new and ready to come in, and I feel like they don't really care about like retaining their teachers. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna think that I'm doing a good job and I'm happy, but they don't want to keep me. But eventually I just had to be like, I just had to go to him, and it was like a month before my contract ended, and I went to him and I was like, sir, like my contract is coming to an end. And he was like, what do you mean it's coming to an end? your contract ends in June. And I was like, no, my contract ends in April, like May basically, because it's the last day of April. And he was like, oh, I thought your contract ends in June. And I was like, okay, that's why he didn't come to me and offer me a contract. And I was like, okay. I was like, okay, I wanted to know, like, do you want to keep me, or should I start looking for another job? And he was like, no, like, we want to keep you, love you, you're good. And I was like, yes. And they're like, no, we want to keep you, like, I want you to resign here, you know, what do you want to do? And I was like, yeah, I like it here too, so I want to resign. And I was like, thank God, now I know that they like me, which is good. So yeah, and he was like, yeah, we'll resign, and then I'll give you an increase. And I was like, okay. And then the conversation just ended there. And then like 2 weeks later, which is like 2 weeks ago, he offered me my new contract, and I saw the increase, and I was like, period. And I'm just happy I didn't have to negotiate. I'm happy they didn't lowball me, so I didn't even feel the need to negotiate. I'm happy with my increase. I'm happy with everything. Nothing else has changed other than the fact that it's a new year, but everything is going to stay the same. Oh, so yeah, that is my contract, that is my school and things like that in terms of work. Everything is great. And then next update, I am moving. I'm so happy. I am moving after years and years and years of like the head teachers at my school begging our directors to get us like better accommodation. They finally budged. So in like, but this is gonna be in like 4 months. So in 4 months I will be moving closer to my school, meaning I won't have to take the bus, and I won't have to live in this tiny shoebox that I hate so much. Well, actually I don't hate it, but I don't like this place at all, but I don't hate it. But I'm just happy to be moving. I'm so happy to be moving to a better place. But it's frustrating now because the contract, even though my contract has ended, like my work contract has ended, the contract for this accommodation still has like a few months in it. So we have to wait for this contract to end, and then I can move. But yeah, that's exciting. It's another exciting. I'm just so excited for like the second half of this year, because a lot of exciting things are happening. Other than moving, I'm also traveling. I want to travel. I want to go to Bali. You see, if I don't go to Bali this year, I would have failed myself dismally. So I am going. I've been working hard, and I need this holiday. Like, I can kind of feel myself slowly teetering to like burnout, because to be fair, I haven't taken a vacation, guys. We have 11 days vacation every year, and I've taken one of those days because I think I didn't have classes or something, so I took one of those days. So I still have 10 days worth of vacation that I didn't take, and I think that's why I'm kind of like, oh, it's giving burnout a little. It's kind of giving burnout. And I think, but also another thing is like, traveling needs money, or like exploring needs money, and I didn't want to explore because that was gonna be money. And number two, or I didn't want to stay at home also and not explore, and just like stay at home just for the sake of having vacation, and then I'm like at home for a week not doing anything. That was gonna depress me. Okay. But yeah, I plan to travel this year in October during Chuseok, because we have a very long Chuseok this year. So yeah, that's happening in October. And yeah, in terms of work is good. Work is so good. As I said, I do feel a little burnt out, but I do love my job. Like, I feel so blessed every time I go to work. Sometimes I'll like be so tired, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to work, and I'll get to work and I feel more refreshed, because like I see my little kids and I'm like, Tracy teacher, and I'm like, hi, and they just like, I don't know, man, I don't know, I genuinely, like, from the bottom of my heart, like, I love my job and I love those kids. And it's so funny, because something that is like this journey and like ESL and like teaching in Korea is so subjective. Like, your journey is going to be so different, because I just lost 2 co-workers. One co-worker who came before me, who left, he hated it so much. He couldn't wait to leave. And then there was another co-worker who just left. He came after me. He hated it even more. He didn't finish his contract and he went back home like 3 months earlier. He resigned last year in December, I think, and then he left like 2 months ago, like, or a month ago. Like, that's how much he hated it. Mind you, we worked in the same place, we lived in the same place, we had the same classes, the same kids, the same colleagues, the same boss. But it's like something that is a blessing to you, or something that is like good for you, it's not going to be the same for other people. So it's like when you come here, like, people say, and I hear all the time, oh, people are like glamorizing and romanticizing Korea, and it's like, no, like, it's just my experience. Like, if when I'm saying I love Korea and I love my job, I genuinely love Korea and I genuinely love my job. Like, I even love the people here. Like, people say Korea is so racist, Koreans hate black people. I, for one, have experienced so much kindness and so much, I don't know, just so much kindness from Korean people. And I think, I don't know, man, I just think when people are like, oh my gosh, they'll stare at you, they won't want to sit on you, they won't want to sit next to you on the bus. I'm like, you couldn't pay me to care about someone not wanting to sit next to me on the bus. Like, if that's what you want to call racism, and it's that, if that's what you want to like complain about and like be heartbroken about, then I genuinely think that's a you problem. Another thing with Koreans is they're kind of like not social. Everyone is very to themselves. And I've seen, like, when we're on the bus, as soon as we get to a bus stop and like somebody else leaves, and if it's 2 Korean people sitting on like one bench for 2 people, that Korean person will move also next to that Korean person. They'll move away from that Korean person and sit on an empty seat, because I just think they're just not social people. So when that happens to me, I don't get offended. I'm just like, these people, they don't even like to sit next to their own people. So you just have to, I don't know, you just have to, there's certain things that you can't take personally, because genuinely, I don't think Korean people, are there racist Korean people? Absolutely, there are racist people everywhere. But if I'm being honest, I think I have faced more racism living in South Africa than I have living in Korea. Like, Korean people have been so nice to me. Are they ignorant? Should they do more work in terms of getting to know about other cultures, other countries, like other people that do not look like them? Absolutely. But if I grew up in a society and every single person around me looked like me, they had brown skin and they had 4C hair and everything about them looked like me, and then all of a sudden on one random day I saw someone with white skin and straight hair and different features to me, I too would stare at them and be like, what the heck is that? So I think it's like, these people, I think it just comes with living in a homogenous society. Like, as a foreigner, people are going to stare at you. At this point, I don't even, it's a daily thing. People are going to stare at you. Like, you're going to have these like weird things, but you're also going to have nice things, like the ajumas. I always have like ajumas coming up to me at the bus stop, and like, they'll say hi and they'll speak to me in Korean, and I'm like, I don't speak Korean. And they'll ask me about my hair and they'll tell me I'm pretty, and again they will speak Korean, and I'm like, I don't understand. And like, but like, genuinely and generally, Koreans are very respectful, they're very nice, they can be ignorant, but for the most part, in my whole entire year being here, I haven't experienced like any racism or any, like, I don't know, anything that I would be like, yo, I hate this country, like, and I hate these people. And I think in general, as people, again, this is just my experience, so I do definitely think there are people who have experienced racism. Like, I just watched a video of someone tried to like get on a bus, and the bus driver was like, no black people allowed on the bus, and he drove off. So do I think those things happen? Yes, but fortunately they have not happened to me, and I pray to the Lord God Almighty that they will continue not happening to me, because I plan to stay here for a very long time, hopefully. And yeah, I plan to stay here for a very long time. Another thing I want to talk about is the money. You know, when I came here to Korea, I remember signing my contract or seeing my contract last year when they gave it to me, and when I saw those numbers, I was like, yes, and I immediately like, what is this much in rand? Oh, when I saw that number, I said, Lord, hallelujah. And I think that was the biggest mistake of my life, because you're not earning in rands and you are not going to spend rands. So 10,000 rand in South Africa will not get you what the equivalent of 10,000 rand or of 10,000 rand in Korea is. It's simply like, Korea is ridiculously expensive. Simple things like bread, milk, like your basic necessities, your basic groceries, they cost so much money, whether you convert it to South African rands or whether you keep it in Korean wons. It is ridiculously expensive. And another thing that's annoying is, to check if this thing was filming, another thing that is annoying that I've noticed is the food here goes off so quickly. I don't know if it's because I live alone, and obviously like the groceries are gonna stay for longer because I live alone, but there's something about the food here that just goes off so quickly. The fruits, the vegetables, and I'm just like, you cannot keep like what do you call this, you cannot keep veggies for like a week. Even when they're in your fridge, they will go off and you will have to throw food away because it's off. And I'm just like, which is another thing that has made me like unfortunately have to order food like very often. But again, like luckily Korean food, like you can order home cooked food, home cooked meals. So I try to order like rice and chicken, I try to order pasta, I try to order like non-fast food as much as I can, because cooking again is like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I've started to hate cooking because my kitchen is super tiny. It has one plate stove. It's not even worth it. Cooking is just not even worth it. So I've kind of just accepted that this is my life now, just ordering food, and I've had to like budget for that, which is like, it's a lot of money. Just eating and like staying alive is a lot of money. Oh yeah, as I was saying, when I came here, I definitely thought I was going to be earning big bucks because I converted the money to rand, and I was like, period. But I'm not living in South Africa, I'm living in Korea, and Korea is very expensive. This tiny apartment, this shoebox apartment, you guys saw my bill from last month, and that bill is like really like, I save electricity. I know my colleague used to pay every single month no less than 300k. 300,000 is like four or 5,000. But he was American and he told me he doesn't switch off the geyser. So I was like, well, yeah, duh, you're gonna pay that much if you don't switch off the water. But yeah, it's things like that where it's like, you definitely, when you come here, you're gonna definitely have to make like changes, because life is a lot more expensive than you would think, than you would expect. And yeah, your finances, you're gonna have to rethink your finances a lot, because what you thought you were gonna do is it's not impossible, but you definitely have to like adjust and readjust. Yeah, you definitely have to adjust and readjust. So it's like, in terms of financial goals, did I reach my financial goals last year? Absolutely not. I didn't. But I didn't because things came up, like life happens and life comes up. And again, as I said, it's like, you don't earn in rands, you earn in wons, and you live in Korea and you're gonna pay Korean prices. But yeah, so I want to say, if I wanted to save 100 rand, if my goal was saving 100 rand, I saved 50 rand. Oh, that is so bad to say, but yeah, my life in Korea so far, 2024 was incredible. I'm happy I came here. Oh, loneliness. Oh my gosh, loneliness is a huge part of living abroad. And I would watch videos because before I came here, I would watch like South Africans all the time. They would say, "You guys, it's so lonely here. Korea is so isolating. Korea is this, Korea is that." And genuinely, it is a loneliness that you have never experienced before. It is a loneliness that you can't even prepare for it. Like, you can't even, and there's nothing you can do. Like, sometimes as soon as it's like Friday night, I'm like, yo, it starts to like sink in that for like the whole weekend, unless I make plans to leave the house, the whole weekend it's gonna be me and it's isolating. It's isolating even when you're around people, because obviously you're the only one that looks the way you look. So even leaving the house and being around people is isolating because it's only Korean people around you. And it's like, sometimes like, damn, sometimes it shocks me. Like, I've been here for a year, and sometimes when I go to work on like a Monday and I haven't been outside for the weekend, it will like shock me that, yo, really, like, I live in Korea and there are only Korean people here. And it's like, yo, damn, like, sometimes I just want to see like white people and Indian people and colored people and black people. Like, like, you get used to it, but you never really get used to it, and you never really get used to the loneliness. And also another thing is, it's hard to build community here because you can meet people on social media, but you live hours away from each other. And B, like, even with your colleagues, like your co-workers, with the foreign teachers, like, I remember last year when we would go to work, it would be like 5 or 6 of us going to like different branches on the same bus at the same time. So we would meet at the bus stop and we would talk, and then Sifugane at our different like stops. And now I went from 5, 6, 7 people to literally just me. Now it's just me because my 2 other colleagues don't live in this apartment. So now it's just me. When I go to work, it's just me. Then I meet them at work, and then Sifugane when we go home. And it's like, damn, like, life changes so quickly, and it's going to change so quickly because Korea, or Asia in general, for a lot of people, is very like, it's like a starting point. Like, people are not coming here to live here forever, you know. So when people come here, it's usually for like a year or 2, and then someone will move to China, someone will move to Taiwan, or people will go back home. And it's like, you meet people and it's very temporary. Like, life here is very temporary, and your life changes very quickly. And like, as I said, like, I'm like alone, and it feels like, damn, like, I'm really alone. Like, it's crazy. The only time I interact with people is when I go to work. And this is why I love work so much. Sometimes I'll get depressed on the weekends, like, genuinely. Sometimes I'll get depressed, and I don't know, it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes it will hit you like, yo, like, you're really alone. And even like calling your family. And also, I think the worst thing about me is that I'm just not someone who's like, oh, like, let me call my family, let me call my people. It just, like, I love them dearly, but I'm genuinely just not that person that is like, okay, like, let me call and like have a call. Usually when we speak, it's them calling me, which I appreciate. And I don't know, I just can't. Like, I don't know. It's weird, but it's not like, my brain doesn't tell me like, oh, like, call your family. I love when they call me, but my brain will not tell me like call your people. I'll do it here and there, but I guess I'm just not someone who like needs to like constantly like catch up with people type of thing. And I think it's just like, yeah, you definitely become very independent. You definitely become like just tough. It takes a certain kind of person to like come to a country where people do not look like you, people do not speak your language, people do not live like you, which is why like not everyone can do it. Like, there are people that have come here and unfortunately they just couldn't do it, and they've done midnight runs and went back home, or they've done midnight runs and like went to other countries. Like, this journey is definitely not for everyone. And again, it's going to be so it's so unique to you, and it's going to depend on your personality, it's going to depend on your school, it's going to depend on your city, like how well these different things are. And praise be to God, I'm just happy I found a great school. I'm happy I didn't come here and have to like change schools after my first contract because it was so bad. That's the one thing like I didn't want, because I hate change. I really like familiarity, and even though I hate this apartment, I like the fact that I know it and it's familiar to me, and like I appreciate familiarity. I appreciate that over like sometimes even over good change, you know. But yeah, so that has been my life so far. I will be moving soon. That's the one thing I'm like, one of this year, moving, vacation, and buying a new phone, because this one is dying. I cannot wait for the second half of this year. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next vlog. Bye.